Northern Illinois, Coach Thomas Hammock. I have been so wrong on this team for the last 2 years. Right? 2020, they go 0-6. Uh, we head into the 2021 season. I talk about the fact that that could be, Hammock's last year. Rocky Lombardi comes in. He saves the day. Lombardi gets hurt last year. They go 3-9. I have not been able to figure this team out. But alas, we'll pull it up on the screen. We'll talk about what my projections are for this season, and then we'll go from there. Um, whew, this is a tough one to figure out. Returning production is number 33 in the country. Again, they went 3-9 last year, 4-8 against the spread. They were 2-6 in the MAC, and a lot of that had to do with just the fact that just quarterback injuries all over the place. It was a mess, right? They couldn't figure out what they were on offense without Lombardi. Um, Not great. Not great. They lose, the two running backs, Creedle and Whaley. They lose wide receiver Cole Tucker. They lose on defense, Michael Kennedy and Deverin Rayner, the defense or the linebacker there. Uh, their post-game win expectancy last year was actually closer to 6-6 than it was 3-9. They didn't have very good luck at all last year. 5.66 and 6.34 was their post-game win expectancy last year. But they went 3-9. So it is what it is. Their projected record this year, very similar to that from last year, 5.57 and 6.43. Again, number 33 in returning production. That's number 5 in the conference. They are a little over 69% in adjusted returning production, 35 on offense, that bringing back over 72%, and on defense, number 57, bringing back over 66%. You look at what they did last year, couldn't run the football, number 101 in rushing success, number 90 in passing success. They were number 67 in offensive explosivity, but they couldn't stop big plays. They couldn't stop people passing the ball. Number 117 in defensive pass success allowed. Let's start off with the offense here. Rocky Lombardi is back. That's good. But they lose 3 of their top 4 running backs, 4 of the top receivers. It's 3 wide receivers and a tight end that they lose. The positive, though, the entire starting offensive line returns. So maybe that rushing success rate returns. 2021, they needed a good running game, and basically all those guys have transferred out. I don't know what that necessarily means, but either way. Another big thing for this year, the wide receiver Trayvon Rudolph is back. He missed 2022, but the question is he the same player before he hurt his knee? Because he relied on making guys miss, using that speed. Rudolph was awesome as a kick returner, etc. So I'm interested to see what this team's going to look like. Let's move over to the defense. They averaged giving up 37.2 points per game in losses. They were super inexperienced. They got good returning production numbers, but they do lack difference makers this year. That's going to be a big issue. They're losing 3 of their top 5 leading tacklers, 3 of the top 4 sack leaders, 2 of their top 3 cornerbacks. They were good against the run, I guess. Number 60 is like right in the middle of the pack. And number 60 in defensive rushing success allowed anyway. But they need more improvement in the secondary. They weren't great at it last year. Now you're losing 2 of your top 3 cornerbacks. If you had brought those guys back, like if your guys are garbage, if they come back, does that make them better garbage? And that's I'm not trying to be mean. You guys get the idea. So maybe it's a good thing that they've got new guys in there. We'll see. Key players this year: Rocky Lombardi, Trayvon Rudolph, running back Ontario Brown, safety C.J. Brown, linebacker Jaden Dolphin. Those are the names you can expect to hear the most. They were number 131 in luck rating last year. So that's not good. They're projected favorites in 5 games this year. They got 8 toss-ups. And toss-up games, again, are games that I project to be within 1 score, right? So anything that's like 7.5, 8 points or less, either direction, favorite or underdog, those are toss-ups. So they got a lot of them on the schedule this year. They start out at Boston College. You got Southern Illinois at home, so that's a win. At Nebraska, and then Tulsa in your non-conference. Okay. That's not great. But, if you come out and you're a well-oiled machine with Rocky Lombardi back there and things are looking good, then maybe good things are coming. Let's talk about – and so the win total is 6.5. To go over is plus 115. To go under is minus 145. This team obviously has some talent here, but it's juiced heavily to the under, and I think that's just at this point. Keys to the season. We'll take me off the screen so you can read it here. Consistency, 9-5 in 2021, followed by 3-9 last season. But the positive, they went 2-1 in games where, Lombardi played the full game. They need the injury luck to favor them this year. Like, quarterback was just a revolving door last year. The transfer portal has hurt them because every time they build up somebody, they just seem to leave again. Look, I mentioned this at the start. Northern Illinois fans ate me alive in 2021 for saying that they didn't have a good coach. But Thomas Hammock is now in his 5th season, and 2021 appears to be the outlier. He needs a good year. He needs a really good year. They've got talent. I'm projecting them to go 5-7. But, again, the ceiling here is 8-4. I think the floor is probably another 3-9 year. You're going to be able to get a couple of wins in conference somewhere, right? You got Kent State on the schedule. You got Western Michigan. The rest of the schedule is pretty tough, right? Ball State, Central Michigan, Eastern Michigan, Ohio, Akron, Toledo. Like, those are all difficult games, especially now. Akron used to be, easy. And now you got to go on the road with Joe Moorhead in his 2nd season with a ton of returning production there. That's going to be a tough game. I think they're going to pick up some steam, especially towards the end of the season. But that's a rough stretch to start off with. At Boston College, then you got Southern Illinois. That one's going to be your win. At Nebraska, Tulsa, at Toledo, at Akron, and then Ohio. I mean, give me a break. That is tough. Very, very difficult. So I've got them winning 4 of the last 5. I don't think it's enough to get to a bowl game this year. Again, ceiling is 8-4. Yeah, ceiling 8-4, floor 3-9. I expect somewhere in between. I'm thinking 5-7 and miss a bowl game, and we'll see what the Husky administration decides to do with Hammock if he misses another bowl game, because they expect to win, and I think Northern Illinois should expect to win. They put a lot into that athletic department. We'll see. We'll see what they end up coming up with. Thanks for listening to Winning Cures Everything. Make sure and follow me on Twitter at GaryWCE. If you want to toss in a question, you can email me, Gary@winningcureseverything.com. Make sure and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.